All right, what's up, y'all? AJ Simmons here, checking in back with another great interview for you guys. All right, today's guest recently joined CBN, and I actually had the pleasure of meeting her at the CBN Conference 2022 here in Jacksonville. She impressed me when she told me how far she drove. She drove all the way down from Pennsylvania down here to Jacksonville by herself just to get to the event. So that showed me where her drive was right there. Then she told me what she was doing in her business. That was even more impressive, right, with the numbers. And then she told me she had a story too that we're gonna jump into later on as well. But she's been honored by multiple different awards. I mean, she had the honor of getting multiple different awards, so many that I'm not even gonna try to take the time to name them all. But without further ado, I had to invite her up here. So y'all please welcome Miss Karen Denton, y'all. How you doing, Miss Karen?
Headed to the top, ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. Don't flash it for. I'm on my grind, not no motherfucking fashion show.
Hi AJ, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, no problem at all. So, since I did mention that your business impressed me, you know how we usually do it on these interviews. So, I got to jump in your business just a little bit and ask, do you mind sharing with us about what you guys are doing per month in revenue or per year?
Well, for per month we're doing 35,000 a month.
Amazing, amazing,
That's
amazing.
that's recurring revenue. That's not counting projects.
Right. That's typically how everybody do it too. So first of all, that's congratulations and that's amazing. So now that we got that out the way, and I mean people know who we're dealing with here. So now I can go ahead and jump to back it up a little bit and ask you if you just could just tell us a brief background about who you are, where you're from, and all of that good stuff.
Well, hi, my name is Karen Denton. I'm the CEO of KSC Enterprise, doing business as KSC Commercial Cleaning Services. This is our 11th year. We started in 2011. I'm 61 years old. I'll be 62 in September. I'm also a 4-time brain aneurysm survivor. Actually, that's how I end up naming the business. The business is named KSC, which stands for Karen's Second Chance. But when God gave me that name, I thought it was for me. But I see now it's not for me. It's for people who need a second chance. And I'm not talking about somebody in the park. I'm just saying like us who need a second chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with that 100%. Now, I'm going to keep it on the business level first, and we're going to really get into that second chance in a few. So, what services do you guys offer with your company?
Well, when I first started, I first started with a franchise.
Okay.
So I took accounts all over the city.
Right.
Now, currently today, I kind of deleted some of our services. Not deleted it, I don't advertise them.
Right.
So we're focused more towards building services, construction.
Gotcha. Okay. So
our biggest niche is building services.
Gotcha. Now, what made you want to get into the cleaning industry, period?
Well, because my background, I'm a GM for multiple different businesses. I was a GM for McDonald's, a GM for a company called Sunoco. So while I was at McDonald's is when I had the brain aneurysm.
Right.
So while I was in recovery at home, all I did was clean all the time. I didn't have nothing else to clean. I started refinishing wood. I was so bored. And I found that my nephew started a franchise and he made pretty good decisions. So I followed him.
Right.
I figured that's all I'm doing here. I'm cleaning. I'm gonna start me a cleaning company because the stress of fast food was a little detrimental to my health.
Yeah. Now that's what I wanted to ask you too. Now, excuse my ignorance. I'm not aware what an aneurysm is. So could you just explain to me and for the audience exactly what that is?
An aneurysm is a blister on your blood vessel.
Gotcha.
Mine's just happened to be in my brain. Wow. It could be anywhere in your body. And from my understanding, high blood pressure and smoking cigarettes can make an aneurysm grow.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and my first one ruptured in 2003. I was a blessing to, you wouldn't even be talking to me right now. And in 2004, I was married then, and my husband's daughter had a baby, and I got him, and I officially adopted him when he was 3. He's 17 now.
Gotcha. Now, that's interesting because you, even after that, first of all, after the aneurysms and everything, again, I got to salute. I can't salute that enough for the way, you know what I mean? You keep striving and fighting after that, right? Because you could have just felt hopeless or sorry for yourself or, you know what I mean, turn to substances or whatever the case may be and abuse those, right? But instead, you stayed positive. You said, I'm going to do something around the house. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to do something, right? And then the smart thing you did was you looked at your nephew who you knew who was somebody that's doing something in life, right? Hell, even though you may be older than him, you can still learn from him. And that's huge right there. So I just wanted to point that out for the audience because, you know what I mean, you never know who you could be inspiring as well. Anytime any of us take actions and make smart decisions, you might be inspiring the next person. And that's why even for, you know what I mean, a person like me that I'm a homebody. I prefer to not be on the scene. I don't like to be flashy, but I do realize that I could be inspiration to somebody. So I try to put myself out there. So I'm mentioning that for those watching, that you still trying to be humble, but you don't realize who you could be inspiring just by sharing what you know. So definitely, you know what I mean? Put yourself out there for sure. Now, if I could jump back into the cleaning business for a minute, would you mind sharing with us what has been your best way for getting customers right now?
Well, let me just say this, because when I left the franchise, I had to do a 2-year non-compete. So I had to grow my business in silence.
Right.
And I did that with referrals and quality of work. And then when the non-compete was up, that's when I had to put all my systems and everything back out there because we had a big online presence and the franchise made me take it down. Right. So I had to start over. And when I forgot what I was going to say, say the question again.
Yeah, your best way for finding customers.
My best way for finding customers to date has been Google.
Okay.
I brought an app. We're still trying to get it up and running. So I haven't actually hired or looked for any accounts. They all been coming to me.
Wow. So are you doing Google ads or just
I'm not. It's organic. Wow. We're up there organically. We're at the top of the list. Every new opportunity that comes, I always ask them, how did they find me? And they always say Google.
Wow.
So Google has really blessed my business this year.
That's what's up. So basically just so you had a website,
I post pictures, but you got to be mindful what you post. Because one time I post, like I have an account at a senior place that has a gorgeous kitchen that they hired us to clean. So I took a picture of that, and I think between the 2 days after I post, I got 4 restaurant opportunities. And I said, I'm going the wrong direction. I don't want no restaurants. Restaurants is hard.
Right.
So I posted a construction job, which was it was a residential though. So I posted that, and then it flipped it to another direction. So now I know you got to watch what you post because that's what you want to attract. That's right. And so I post different things now to attract different clients.
I love that. You know what? Somebody, I think it was Robert Kiyosaki, said early on when I was getting into entrepreneurship, I heard him say in like a video or something. He said the best thing you can do in business to grow a business is to be in business. Like if you just simply be in business, start the LLC, start the company, and sometimes you'll be surprised how the opportunities will come to you just because you're in a position to handle it. So you actually created the company, right? You actually put yourself out there and the opportunities are coming through you just by being available, and you're taking the jobs on because you can handle them. You know what I mean?
And then also because I planted a lot of seeds in these 10 years.
Yeah.
And them seeds are blooming. And it's awesome, the recognition and the opportunities that are coming to us.
Absolutely. You know what? I know somebody brand spanking new one is going to watch this and they're going to want to know, well, what's the seed? So you mind giving a few examples of them seeds that you was planting along the way?
Networking events. You have to go out there, let people know who you are. If they don't know who you are, they're not going to give you a chance. And then they give you a chance, you have to prove yourself. I don't care if it's a cousin, uncle, aunt, you got to give 100%.
Yep, that's it.
They're not going to refer you to nobody if you didn't do them right.
Exactly. All right. Now, what about the workers? We see you know how to get customers, right? So are you hiring employees or contractors, and then also how are you finding them?
I have 2 employees. They've been with me, I don't even remember how long. And then the rest are contractors. Mm-hmm. Actually, I have, most of them are contractors, but I have like 20 people.
Wow. So how do you go about finding the contractors?
Lately, the people been finding me. I had people come to me and tell me they searched me up on Google and they like what they saw, so they came to apply.
Right. That's what's up, y'all. Once again, you got to be in business, y'all. You got to put yourself out there. And for y'all watching this is brand new, that's looking for subcontracting opportunities, reach out to the big dogs. Reach out to the people that's already in business. You'd be surprised. We'd be happy to hire you, right? We'd be happy to do business with you. So definitely, I like that. Now, where are you in terms, actually where you are? What do you charge by the hour? Then if so, what are you guys charging for commercial cleaning right now?
Well, I pay $15 an hour.
Okay.
But it depends. Like if I have multiple people on a project, mm-hmm. I'll pay them by the hour.
Right.
If a person do a project, I pay them a rate. Right. Or if they do an account, I'll just pay them a monthly rate.
Right. That makes sense. Now, as far as for when you price to the customer, are you using like an hourly rate, or you just kind of charge by the square foot, or how you usually do it?
That varies as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes I use the square feet and I buff it, and sometimes I base it off of my experience.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, what is a typical day or work week like for Karen right now?
Well, if I go by this week, I had a project. We're doing a construction project today. I was there this morning to get it on its way. But for me personally, effective since I came back from the cleaning and cocktails, I have not cleaned unless I wanted to.
Yeah.
I've been spending all my time on sales, seeing what the business is doing, seeing what the business needs.
Right.
And those were things that I didn't pay attention to because I was in my business. Right.
Now, when you say that, the reason why I asked you that, because I know somebody watching this, they might be thinking, wait, $35,000 a month in cleaning? And that's a minimum, because we ain't talking about the extra services and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's like they thinking, I know she got to be working like crazy. So basically what you saying is, no, you're not. So
actually, this is the best year of freedom out of the business that I've had. But what I'm learning now is that I have to learn how to manage my time to be productive since I'm not cleaning.
Absolutely. Now, how did you make that transition from being in the field to hiring other people to run it for you, or clean for you, so you can actually run the business and work on the business, not in the business?
This is what I learned this year.
Okay.
Out of 10 years in business, this is what I learned. The only way you can work on your business is you have to trust somebody. You have to trust that somebody can do the cleaning just as good as you.
Yep.
And in my mind, I was like, I got to be there because, they'll make me lose my account. But when I gained that trust and say, you know what, I'm just going to take a chance, give you this site, do this site, I go check it, cool. You know, and these be people I know how they clean, but sometimes when you ain't present, you know, so
Right.
I had to get over that.
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
get
And
over
because
that.
it's like a personal thing where you feel like your reputation is on the line,
It
which
do
kind of
be.
it is.
It
Right.
do.
And it is, but at the same time, you just got to remember that you and your company are not the same person. Like that, the company itself is an entity, and you have to allow your team to help run the company because they're part of the company too. You know what I mean? So I agree with that 100%.
And I'm gonna tell you, it took a lot of years to get that trust.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry it took me so long.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
that's the secret. Because when you first start a business, everybody says work on your business, not in your business. Well, what does that mean? Like, how do you do that? What did that look like? Nobody never tell you that. So now I'm going to tell everybody, it's just trust. It's so simple. We miss it.
It is. I'm telling you, it took me I've been in Clean Biz Network now. I think I started 4 years ago. I'm just now this year, about a month or two ago, maybe a month ago, I finally hired a person to answer the phone because I ain't trust nobody to be able to answer the phone and answer because we got so many different products, so many different services. I ain't think nobody can know it. Then one day it hit me. I'm like, AJ, come on. You the same one that teach people how to implement systems. If I know this stuff, somebody else can know it too. I just got to take the time out to show them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes you will have people come into your team and they'll be better than you in certain stuff. They'll start innovating and say, actually, why are we doing this when we could just do this? And this is simpler and quicker. You know what I mean?
Where all the trust come in that. You have to trust them, not just to clean, but their opinions and suggestions.
Yep. Everything. I'm telling you. Now, I love your website. So I got to ask you, who did it? And then like, how much did it cost you to get that website?
What's her last name? I forgot her last name, but she's now a Google teacher, trainer.
Okay.
But her name is Soleil. She did it. It cost me, and I'm just guessing, about $2,000.
Right. So the one time you don't have to pay every single month for it?
I paid every month for her to manage it, but now I don't have her. I have somebody else. And when you see the new one, the new one's going to be nice.
Okay.
Because it's gonna have more call to action.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this: how important do you think the website is for a person starting their cleaning company?
I think it's important because a lot of clients ask me for my website.
Yeah, and they gonna Google you as soon as they you know what I mean.
They check. They do their research? You better know they do their research.
Yep, I agree with that 100%. Now I gotta ask you this because I remember right before the CBN conference, you emailed me and you wanted to shadow me, right? And I don't know. I don't think, like, you just joined Clean Biz Network here recently. I don't believe you went CBN yet when you emailed me. So I got to ask you, and it's obvious to me, you are already in business, right? You are already making some money. So how did you find me and what even made you gravitate towards me, right? Because you could argue that maybe you didn't need me. So tell me about that.
Well, AJ, only thing I ever used to use YouTube for was if one of my pieces of equipment I needed help with. That was the only time I ever went to YouTube. I was so, I didn't know about YouTube. Like all them 10 years I was struggling with systems in my business and stuff. Had I known about YouTube, I wouldn't have been so behind. Right. And so when I did discover YouTube for cleaning, you was the first one.
Right.
And because of you, Miss Johnson shot up in there. So I started watching her too. But you guys were talking stuff that I was going through.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh shoot. And then I'm in my mind saying, I don't need their course. I just need to talk to them.
Right. Right.
So when I seen you was doing that conference, I made every way possible that I could come and make it so bad. The reason I called you to shadow you is because I really didn't have the money to come the day that I wanted to come. Right. So I had to get a flight that brought me there a week early. So I was like, well, shoot, maybe I'll call him, see if I could shadow him. I could.
Right. While you there, right?
Yeah. I had to stay a week. I was 4 days before the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I had reached out.
Gotcha. That's what's up. I appreciate that. And like I said, because like you said, like you don't need my course. You didn't need my starter course, right? You know what I mean? But you just knew that I still could bring something of value to you. That's why you still wanted to talk to me.
Yes, and not only that, I didn't need the starter course. What I needed was information to like where you at right now, not where you started, like where you at, like how do I, because I've been doing the franchise all the way from, I did it for 3 years before I went out on my own.
Right.
And they don't teach you none of the back end stuff, no systems, nothing. Nope. So when I went out on my own, I was kind of like just playing it by ear.
Yep.
You know, I was growing. I get somebody roll with me, drop them off at that site, pick somebody else up, go do another account until that's how I grew.
Yep. That's what's up, man. And you know what? I think that because that's how I started too, right? The luckiest thing that ever happened to me was I ended up working a job for Jan Pro. If it wasn't for me doing the job portion from them, I really would have been in the dark because, like you said, they don't teach you anything in the franchise as a franchise owner, man. But you know what? You in the go ahead.
Only thing you really learn is how to build relationships with your clients. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm trying to teach, like affiliate partners now. Like you get to learn how to build a relationship with clients. You learn different clients' pet peeves, you know, because everybody's different. You just learn how to do a business. So I do thank the franchise for what I did learn because it taught me how to deal with my clients, how to deal with different clients. And one time I had an experience, I had a building, it was 5 floors. Mm-hmm. And say, for example, you had to do 1 and 3 on one day and 2 and 4 on another and 5 on another. Right. Well, when I used to see clients that had, they kept their desk real neat, mm-hmm. I would clean it anyway, even if it wasn't your day. Well, what I found out about that is you lower your pay rate because you're in there longer, you're doing extra stuff. Yep. And then the client complained. The client, I got a complaint for cleaning too much.
Yep.
So I teach my team, do what's the scope of work. Don't do nothing extra because we upsell too. You know, our business upsells too. Like you want some fries with that Coke, we got upsells too.
That's right.
So if they want that their room done, that's an additional service.
You ain't lying. You know, I had that happen to me. It was I had to learn early. They always will have this coffee pot in his loft like to clean. And it was always just sitting there. So one day I just got tired. I said, I'm gonna wash that out. We don't wash dishes. It's like that was an actual upsell, like you said. But one day I was like, I'm gonna wash it. I'm feeling good today. I washed it out. I got a complaint the day after that because they said they like the old, like that little residue of coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I didn't know, right?
and see, I still do that today because I drink coffee and I'll be like, oh, let me hook their pot up for them.
Right. I got a complaint
about it.
Right.
But when you do extra stuff, you think you're trying not to get a complaint. You get a complaint because you're touching stuff that you ain't supposed to be touching. You're doing stuff that wasn't in the scope of work. So they feel like you're probably rambling through their stuff. Exactly. So you just do what you're being paid for and that's it.
That's it. Do it to the best of your ability and that's it. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Somebody was like, the client will say, you know that room? I said, nope, you never showed me that room. So I never went in it.
That's right. That's right. I'm telling you, it's simple. It's the simplest change. It's simply do what they're paying you to do. Simple as that.
That's all.
Now, I
Yeah.
know earlier you told me that you were 61. So first of all, congratulations, and hopefully I'll be blessed enough to make it that far and look as good when I make it there, right? So at that age, right? So I literally had somebody ask me on my YouTube channel the other day. It was a lady, and I can't remember exactly. I think she said she was in her 50s, I believe, but she was like, "What about somebody like me? That how can I get into this business?" So since I can't really relate to her as well, I think you probably could better than I could. So how would you answer that question for a person in, you know, I mean, older
I
lady?
started my cleaning company in my 50s.
There we go.
I started in my 50s. And then what I know now, people can start a business if you trust somebody and don't have to clean.
There you go.
You know, but I just feel like people need to have the hands-on experience so that they can know how to pay their people, because you need to know how hard cleaning is.
Yeah. And you know what? I agree with that 100%, because like I could, you know what I mean, create a program or teach people how to start a cleaning business without cleaning. I could go that route, but honestly, that's not the route I took, and I just can't see it. Maybe I'm limited in my thinking.
I can't see it either, AJ, because there's so much I've learned by cleaning.
Right.
There's so much I personally learned that my team still don't know, that I have to coach them and stuff. Yep. So, and then just the relationship that you have with your client per se kind of helps you. You at least got to know your clients at some point.
Right. Right. I agree with you. And it's like, I mean, can you do that? Maybe, but I just can't see. Me personally, I can't. Like, if you already got some experience, I can easily show you how to set up an automated cleaning company. But if you ain't never cleaned ever in your life, you ain't never done no type of business, I don't see that.
I don't think that's a good approach if you've never did a cleaning business before, cleaning period before.
Right.
Because people think cleaning is easy. It's not.
Yeah.
We save lives.
Right.
It is not. We don't go in people's buildings and straighten up. We go in there and kill germs. We save lives, and it's not easy.
Yeah. I always tell people it's a difference between simple and easy. It's simple. Yes, you got the dust, mop, wipe down. It's simple. I mean, I ain't got to explain no technical terms. But easy is a different thing. I wish I would. You go try to bend down and change 50 trash cans in a cubicle office. You know what I mean? 5 days.
Or even if you mop, that
right
hurts your back.
That mop will tear you to pieces. That's why I always avoided account for floors anyway. Like I always like carpet buildings, because good gracious, man.
It's a wear and tear on your body. So if you want to stay home, you have to know how to pay somebody.
There you go. But you got to get that experience though, and that way you respect the employees better, or the contractors, and that way you have a better relationship. And
you'll bid where there's a win-win for everybody: the client, the contractor, and you.
Yep. That, you know what? If I could just say this, since you, because that's one of the biggest points. That's where a lot of these big franchises fail, because the sales guy who's finding the contracts for the franchise owners ain't never cleaned a day in their life, so they underbidding all the jobs because they don't look at it like they only looking at that number at the end of every month. But you know what I mean, $2,000, $3,000 a month ain't nothing if the job take too long and you underbid it. You know what I mean? Like they don't even know. The
franchise always underbidded. I think I had one account that was like gravy because of the price.
So I had one good one. But other than that one, I swear, as far as profit margin anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? All right, now. I know you also told me when we was at the CBN conference, you told me about your experience with business credit. Because you just kind of shared some advice on that, like, because I know you had a rough experience and you had to get your way out of it.
It wasn't business credit.
Oh, so it was personal.
It was predatory loans. They was business loans, but they weren't they're not the standard loans. So what happened was, and this is another thing people need to know. You want to do construction, you have to have capital. You cannot do construction and count on that job to pay your people. Okay. So we had in 2021, I keep saying 19, but it was, I'm looking at Facebook, always show you memories, so not a year. So in 2021 or into 2020, we had got awarded our first biggest construction project. It was 135 square feet. It was a storage unit. And now I know why I got the bid, because I underbidded it like about $20,000. Then the pandemic hit, and I had to get people, and I got people from an agency, which an agency pays their people weekly. Right. Now I have my janitorial revenue, but it don't cover my construction.
Right.
So meanwhile, we're on this project. We did what's called a change order, meaning that they're going to give me money in the middle of the project. Mm-hmm. So we did a change order, did all the paperwork, submitted it. I never got any money. Yeah. And while we were on that project, we partnered with another company that we jumped out. I pulled people in and out of that project, and we did like 3 other construction projects. Mm-hmm. And although we were partnered with this other company, because of the project we were on, mm-hmm. I didn't get paid from none of them projects for 6 months. Mm-hmm. So now I'm searching, and I, mind you, I'm still cleaning. So I don't know that my business is getting ready to go into a world spin.
Right, right.
No, because I'm in it. I'm so right. in it, I'm not even paying attention. Yep. So I go out on the internet, of course, and I'm looking for money so I could pay my people. And I got the money every single time. Right. I end up having to take like 6 of those predatory loans. Those people were taking $1,000 a day out of my account. Mm-hmm. I was keeping up for a little bit. Then I couldn't keep up no more. So I tried to reach out to them people. And of course, you can't reach nobody. You can't get them on the email. You can't get them on the broker. You can't get nobody.
Right.
So I end up almost, actually, it went so bad, they had put a UCC lien on my receivables. I didn't notice until my clients started calling me, Karen, we got this letter. We're not allowed to pay you. What do you want us to do? You want us to send it to them? No, don't send them people my money. Just hold it till I fix this.
Right.
So I went to my family. I got the money. I got the UCC liens lifted. But when they submitted those UCC liens, we were on another construction project. This one was a 235,000 square foot unit. And because they were the company that kind of put me in the jam, mm-hmm. they helped me this time. They gave me a time and material project, which allowed me to be able to pay my people.
Right.
So out of all of that, I just now, last month, got out of that hole.
Congratulations, first off, and I done been there too. Miss Johnson, she had her hiccups too with the debt, right, with the business. And I'm so glad you hit on this, because I get so many people that want me to speak on business credit, and these are people who ain't even started a business yet, but they want business credit. And I know what they want to do. They want to take the money. They think they're gonna be mini Donald Trump, right? They think they're gonna get some money for the business. They think that they're gonna put it and flip it into whatever they're trying to flip with it. Shut that business down and never have to pay the money back. That's not how that works.
That is not how it works. They will listen. I forgot this part. I hired a company to consolidate those loans for me. Mm-hmm. It was the company who I hired to help me that tried to knock my head off.
Wow.
It was them. The people, once I finally got contact with the loan people, they were open and willing to help me and work with me. It was the people who I had hired to help me that was really trying to knock my block off. I mean, I almost lost everything.
See? And people don't know about those UCC liens. And it's like, I found out about that, but I didn't even realize that they can do it against your accounts receivables too. You just told me something.
They went, I don't even know where they got these names from. They went so far, they even sent a letter to the franchise. The franchise called me and told me they got this letter. I'm thinking, how do they even know about them? Like, I don't even know. They came up with people, they just went buck wild. I don't even know where they got all these names from, where they was getting the information. But they don't play. You don't think you could take them people's money and walk away or run away and hide. It is not going to happen.
Telling you, y'all, you are still tied to that company. Your company's still going to owe that money. And
they're worse than the bank.
Yep. And y'all still, you got to remember, most of us are single member LLCs anyway. So you and your company basically the same person still anyway. They're going to come get their money, y'all. So don't try to play with it. Just make sure
they'll start coming to your homes, your personal stuff.
Yep.
You don't want that.
All right. Now, what are your future goals for your business for the long term?
Make sure I pay my sales tax on time. That's my goal number one. And then I really want to share that now. I'm thinking about it because we are required to charge sales tax.
Mm-hmm.
But people, that ain't our money.
Right.
That is not our money.
Right. That's something that I do teach in my course, in my starter course, right? Because a lot of people ask, like, again, people don't even know. That's why people like me have to exist. And I'm just going to say this too, because I got some haters that watch my channel, but they'll watch my free stuff, but they hate because I have like paid stuff. But this is why I have to exist, because y'all ain't up here telling nobody about it.
You know what I mean? Tell nobody how to work on your business instead of in your business.
You know what I mean?
Something as simple as that.
But people that criticize people like me, oh, you're a course guy, you're a hustler, you just you say what you want, but I tell you this, y'all ain't up here telling people about this. And so, like you said with the sales tax, people don't even know the difference between the sales tax, income tax, payroll tax. It's all type of shit that come with business, and you got to know that. And every state doesn't require you to collect sales tax on your invoices, depending on if it's commercial or residential. So you got to know your state laws and all of that, right? You got to know your local law. All of this is part of business, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. And
because going through that financial stress, I wasn't able to pay no sales tax. So now that I'm out of it, now I'm facing the sales tax issue. I owe like, just for a quarter, I owe like $26,000. So like, pay your sales tax.
Right. And I want to say this too, because people say, well, can I charge sales tax on my invoice? No. It's not can you, because you're not a government entity. You can't charge tax. What you do is collect tax on behalf of the government and then give it to the government. That's how that works, y'all. Just in case. And
that's another thing. My accountant, the first one I had, should have told me that.
Definitely should have.
You know what I mean? So you kind of gotta like do your research, because when you start taking in additional monies, please find out what you're supposed to do with it, because you'll find yourself in another jam. My account told me if I couldn't keep up with the sales tax, they'll put me out of business.
Yep.
I said, oh, I said, really? I said, oh, shoot.
Right.
So
I was about to go down a rabbit hole on that, because they say like people want to say you own this, own that. But really, if you think about it, we really don't ever own anything, because if you don't pay taxes on any asset that you own, the government can take it anyway.
Yeah. So, or shut you down.
Right. But I might be going too deep. I don't want to scare y'all away from starting a business, but we just got to keep it real with y'all.
That's important stuff, because like just like how you're on YouTube sharing information, and this is my experience. So this is something that I never heard watching YouTube.
See?
And it's like, please pay your sales tax.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So, all right, but now I asked you what your future goals was. So outside of the sales tax, what about long term? What's the goal for the company?
Long term, because let me say this. Somebody asked me recently, what's my 10-year goals? Mm-hmm. And when I thought about it, I said, shit, 10 years, I'd be 72.
Right.
I didn't know if I was depressed or I didn't know how to feel.
Right, but go ahead.
I said, so now my why has changed.
Right.
Because in 10 years, I expect to be on I expect to be in my beach house.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Right.
And because I got to fight for retirement now.
You keep nailing these things home. This is something I teach on my channel for years now. because people will get up here, right? Like I had somebody comment the other day and they criticized as a post I made on Instagram. And I don't really flash a whole lot on the internet, right? But on that particular post, I shared like my Tesla and my Maserati to get the attention, right? Because I know the flashy stuff always gets attention. To this day, is my best performing post, right? Because I was flashier in that one versus giving information. But in the caption of it, what I was teaching them was, y'all think y'all want this now, but what you don't realize is I spent 10 years just in the cleaning business, struggling for years before I finally even got to this point. You know what I mean? So don't just think that, oh, I want to do what you do today. You got to make sure you want all the bullshit that was behind it. The other day, all them other years too, when lights was getting cut off and cars was getting repoed and all of that type of stuff too. So where was I going with that though? I don't forget where I was going with that.
People see the success, but they don't see the struggle.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
that's where I was going with it. The 10 years. And that's where I was going with it. And this is what I've been teaching on my channel for a long time. And it's like, but people get scared when I tell them it might take 10 years to build their business. But what I'm trying to tell you is, well, would you rather go, like, if they're 20 now, you gonna be happy if you rich in 10 years at 30? Or if you're 30 now, you're gonna be happy if you have it at 40? Or if you're 40, you won't be happy if you have it at 50 or 50, you know what I mean? Because that beats going to go work at somebody else's job for 40 years and hope that their retirement check is enough. At least with a business, you can build it in 10 years. You started in your 50s. And look at you now, you already at 35 grand a month in business. You talking, you're looking to retire still at 70. Meanwhile, whoever, some of your peers might have had a job their whole entire life and might not be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But since you made that decision.
Yeah, because I knew I wanted to live where I didn't have to worry about if I could pay the house payment and stuff like that. But I'm past that, and now I got to think about not even tomorrow. I got to think like years ahead because I'm not getting no younger.
Right, and none of us are. That's why we gotta really make smart decisions, and that's why it's good that we invest and become entrepreneurs. So I'm with that now. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have some fun right quick, and then we're gonna bounce back to these questions. Okay. I'm gonna switch it to the lightning round. So the lightning round, the way it works is I say a word or a phrase. You tell me, I guess, the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So the first thing is Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh has a lot of opportunities for our industry, especially with all this construction going on right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Key to success.
Trust.
Nice. I like that. Volunteering.
We do volunteer. I love doing that. I like to pick a nonprofit every now and then and do it started one time we did a nonprofit. They really wanted, it was a entrepreneur hub, and they really wanted their floors waxed and all that. Right. They didn't have it in the budget, so I gifted them the floors anyway.
Right. That's what's up. All right. Second chances.
Second chance is very critical. In every aspect of life, we need a second chance. Yeah. Because we don't get it right the first time. We fall short. We're going to always fall short. So we always need a second chance.
I agree, because I definitely had my share of second chances, and I'm lucky that I capitalized on them so far. You know what I mean? Hopefully to keep doing it, right? Biggest role model.
My biggest role model has been you guys.
Oh, really?
You, Ricky, and Miss Johnson, all three of y'all have been my role model this year.
That's what's up. I thought you were gonna say somebody like Oprah or something, so I appreciate that.
I'm staying in today.
All right. Favorite hobby?
I like to skate.
Okay. That's what's up.
Actually, that's how I broke my wrist in 2019.
For real.
and I learned through that process too that my business can run itself, because for 9 months I was in my lounge chair. I couldn't even get in my bed. I had broke my wrist.
See?
That my business ran on its own for 9 months, and I was like, okay, this is what it looked like.
Right. And that's, by the way, for everybody watching, that's exactly why I keep telling y'all, put your systems in place. I know y'all saying I can make more. I can clean 100 grand a year by myself. All right, but as soon as you
Not
break
if
a
you
bone,
break your hand.
right? I'm telling you, all
Not
of
if you break your wrist like I did. I broke my wrist. Look at that big old scar on my arm.
Yeah, yep. See. All
Yeah.
right. Next phrase or word is retirement.
10 years.
Okay. Okay.
And
Or
that's a
sooner,
long
right?
term.
The way you moving now, you got it all set up. Now you can really start capitalize on some opportunities a little quicker. So it might even be quicker. We'll see though.
And actually, I'm still not I don't have enough people. I'm getting work and I'm subbing it out, but I don't even have enough subs. I'm getting work that some of it I'm turning away.
That's why we finna fix that, because I see you just got in cleaning business automation. We finna fix all that, and you got your YouTube channel too that we're gonna tell them about at the end. So yeah, we finna fix that anyway. What else we got? Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I don't know. Let me see. I haven't watched no movies lately.
Right. Most entrepreneurs don't got time. I ain't gonna lie.
I know, that's why I can't remember one.
Right. We don't really, when we sit down, that ain't really the thing. We end up falling asleep on it. I don't know. I skipped that one.
Okay.
How about favorite music genre?
I like jazz.
Oh, nice. Okay. So
I'm jazz.
this is what I always ask people after that question to close it out. Your top 5 favorite artists of all time.
Well, Bonnie James.
Okay.
I like Kim.
I like Kim.
Shoot. Well, Charlie Wilson's coming soon. I want to go see him. Who else?
I got 3. All right.
I like Gerald Albright.
Okay.
I don't know names too much of songs. I just play them.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yep. So one more. Let me think. Trying to visualize but I'm always on Pandora, so I don't even see.
And you just playing it. Yeah, that's what my wife do too, though. So
I have my stations and I just let it play.
Yeah, that's it. We call that a Mount Rushmore then and leave it at 4. That's what we'll do. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Now I'm gonna jump back into these questions. And this one right here, I really wanted to touch on before I let you go. I know anybody usually watch the interviews, they know after I do the lightning round is almost the end. We're not quite back yet, y'all. So just chill for a minute. All right. So I do remember, like I said, when we was at the CBN conference, you told me that you had a crazy story for me. And I did read a little bit about it on your website. Like I know I seen about the aneurysms, but I think there's a little more to it. So if you could, I just wanted to make sure that you had the floor, and I really want to hear like your testimony here.
Well, like I said, I'm a 4-time brain aneurysm survivor. I just need to kind of start over. In 2003, I had a ruptured brain aneurysm. They said I was a slim 10% of even had made it to the hospital. And when I got there, they said I had 2 ruptured. I had a total of 3 aneurysms. 2 of them had to be treated right away. And I mentioned my son. I have a 17-year-old son. He's adopted. And I believe that God saved me for him. And then through him, we have we had 6 foster kids. And we just buried one of the foster kids a couple weeks ago.
Condolences.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, but we kind of told my story. But I just, I just believe that, our testimonies are for us to share and help somebody else. That's why I also made a YouTube channel, because in my city, there's nobody guiding, coaching, mentoring anybody in the cleaning industry.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to, I believe God saved me for something. And because of this, every time I wanted to quit this business, God blessed me with all these contracts. Right. So I believe I'm where I'm supposed to be. that I'm doing what God would have me do, and I'm in my purpose. And right now I'm into self-development. What I learned also this year is that you can't take your business, you can only take your business as far as you know.
Right.
Like I had already hit the ceiling of everything that I know in this business. I needed to develop, to get some self-development and learn and just teach myself some new stuff, because everything that I knew I did already, and it's not taking me to the next level. So I'm working on my physical, my mental, and my spiritual so that I could go to the next level.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that, Ms. Karen. So what would you say to somebody right now watching this video and they want to start a company, they want to start a cleaning company, but they just scared, they're not sure if they can make it or if they can do it? What would you say to that person right now?
I would say get a coach, get a mentor. You can't go to the next level without one, because if you knew how to do the business, you wouldn't be watching YouTube or nothing else. But
Clean Biz Network has been exponentially advantageous for my growth, because I was telling someone earlier is that you can go to these other groups and Facebook, and a lot of times people are kind of hesitant with sharing information. They always, to me, it feels like they think you're going to try to take business from them, as opposed to sharing the wealth of knowledge that's readily available. So when I got into Clean Biz Network, they answered every question that I had. When I sat down, I was in my yard and I paid for the starter kit. And within the first week, I felt that I got my money's worth. And I was telling my girlfriend that, hey, I've already got my money's worth just off of this conversation with like-minded individuals who will sit there and talk to you and let you know some of the things that you need to plan, you need to think about, you need to kind of prepare for. So it's been absolutely amazing. My company is Squeaky Clean Commercial Cleaning Company. We're out of Columbia, South Carolina. AJ, Simmons Clean Biz Network is the only way to go.
Thank you for watching my video, and make sure you hit that like button if you liked the video, because I know you did, and also hit subscribe, and right beside that subscribe button is going to be a notification bell. You gotta click that, because guess what? You never know when I'm gonna go live. As a matter of fact, I might go live right now, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss my videos, all right? And if you want to start or grow your business, check out cleanbiznetwork.com, all right? We have cleaning business starter kits. We have a lead generation service to help you grow your cleaning business, all type of stuff. And also, don't forget to download the Calculated Clean mobile app as well, all right? So that's what I got for y'all until you click another video and go watch, man. Watch another video, why not? Binge on it, let's go.